All right. I'm super excited to have my amazing client in here, Shruti, and Shruti has been doing amazing inside the program. Actually, when I first came into this Zoom call, I was like, Shruti, I can't even recognize you. From the first time we chatted till now, and it's only been like like 3.5 or so months, right? Um, and the great thing about all this is Shruti's been doing this while she relocated, like a lot of changes in her personal life, a lot of great changes in her personal life. So she was very busy, but she's still been able to make things work. So yeah, it's nice to have you here, Shruti.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, just a few questions. The audience probably would like to hear like how you done it and how you've been able to go through this change. But tell me like when we first met, like how did we first meet?
I think I was just kind of scrolling through Instagram and I saw one of your like reels and it really spoke to me. I think kind of just the clientele that you were working with, busy professional woman, that's me. And so I think I must have liked it, one of your reels or something. Then you reached out and the rest is history.
Love it. Love it. So let's I know like always busy on your side and like a lot of like great things happening in your career. Where were you with your health and fitness when before joining the program?
I was probably at my lowest, just like really not working out, eating really unhealthy, the highest in terms of my weight that I'd ever been, and just like feeling short of breath, and like knew I needed to have a change.
Mm, mm. Yeah, so I know when we were chatting, like I remember you were telling me like it's been some time and you knew that you needed that change. I'm just curious to know like what made you decide like was there like a moment where you decided like hey like I'm this is enough. I'm gonna make a change for myself. Like tell us a little bit more like what created that change for yourself.
I honestly think it was the move. The move was like, okay, this is my chance to like restart and like try things again. And it's a new environment. So making those habits from the get go as opposed to like getting somewhere, getting comfortable, and then trying to restart. I think that all these changes at the same time kind of actually helped me.
Mm. Nice. I love it. Even for me, like when I came to Toronto, like I did my competition, I did my show, and people were telling me not to do it. They were like, you're got too much on your plate. And but I really resonate with that because I feel like a lot of times when it's a fresh start, it's a time to change as much things as we can, all the positive changes that we want to create for yourself. So proud of you. That's really good. Following your dreams, right? Following your ambitions and creating the changes you want. Yeah. So tell the audience like tell us a little bit more what just like the weight loss and like the positive changes that you've experienced in your personal life.
For sure. I think initially I just like really wasn't moving all that much. And I think one of the first things that you got me doing is like hydrating better and then getting those steps in. And that I think was the first little bit. And then when we started moving towards the nutrition and learning more about that and hitting like those protein goals, I was really starting to see the changes in the first month. Those first 10 pounds just like melted off, which was like wild to me. And then I think into that second month, there was like, you're starting to like see the difference in terms of your clothes fitting differently. Like things that were just so tight before were like actually fitting me comfortably. And now I'm at a place where my clothes, like I bought new clothes for my new job, that those clothes are starting to be really loose on me. So that like, it's really awesome to be able to see that change. And where I started was I was pretty down and like my confidence in myself just really wasn't there. But just being able to build my confidence with all of this, with the health journey and the weight loss. So I've started back up in the dating game because my confidence is better. So that's been really awesome.
Mm. Makes me really happy to hear about this and you're doing fantastic. This is great. And we're this is only a couple months in, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine we're gonna be like in 2025, we're gonna be a completely different person. Like I keep saying and like you look so different, like your face and your neck and I can't wait to see what we can create together as we move forward. So this is awesome. Last few questions here. So more so helping anybody that's listening to this because there are a lot of people on my page, Rudy, that are in your position, is in the position that you were in before you met me. Really busy, like career driven, and like things are just not working with their health and fitness in terms of maybe they try things or maybe they don't have the motivation, and they just don't know where to start. What would you say? And what is your advice for these individuals that are struggling to find that balance or struggling to get results for the health and fitness and create the changes they want, like yourself?
I think making that decision to start is the biggest hurdle to get through. I think what's really awesome with Meraki, particularly, is like we have a really great like group that like everyone talks, and you know, someone has a question, someone's feeling down, they're sharing how they're feeling, so you kind of are going through this with other people, and I think that is really helpful because you kind of gauge off of what they're doing and how that might be able to be applied to your life. But I really think it's just that first step is the hardest step. And you have been like so encouraging just to even take that first step. And, you know, you help us celebrate even the small wins, which is like, okay, I drank 2 liters of water, which is like crazy because before I just wasn't hydrating enough. Or I hit my step goal. Like at every step of the way, a little bit of celebration. Initially, it's kind of hard to accept, especially when you've been like really down on yourself. But you kind of start like, oh yeah, like this is pretty awesome. Like I am making this change, and you start seeing those little changes here and there. And I think that that kind of helps motivate you. And the thing is, you know, health and fitness, like it's not like a linear journey. I've had plateaus, and I've struggled several weeks where I just like that scale wasn't moving. But you know, one of the challenges that you did, my partner was really awesome, and she was really encouraging. She's like, "Yeah, keep doing it, and you'll see the change. You'll see that like a big drop that in a few weeks." And that's exactly what ended up happening. So I think it's just taking that first step and taking it like one bit at a time, because initially I really wasn't like the protein, just I wasn't getting it. But then once I started getting that, and then I was able to fit in all the workouts, that's when I started, you know, understanding kind of the consistency as
Mhm.
opposed to, you know, just giving up and not doing anything. Even doing one thing consistently makes a difference.
Mm. Key. That's so key. And it's great, Shruti, because you're developing the skill and it's like the mental shifts I can hear, right? Because I remember like when we first joined the program, like there were like struggles with protein, like vegetarian protein sources and like, and I remember like you had those questions for you and they were good questions, but I could hear like the concern you had. And like now we're on the chat, like down nearly 30 pounds. It's only been a few months in. Like it's happening. It's happening. And this is just really just like the first phase. Um, Wonderful stuff. I love it. What about if someone is struggling, um, let's just say like mindset wise, what's starting? Like you're
Mhm.
like just taking the first step, but they're scared to take the first step. Like I'm sure you experienced it. A lot of people have like they have this kind of like roadblock that's like preventing them mentally to take the first step, right? And they have fear of failure and they have that fear of taking. What's your advice on that? Because I'm sure you experienced that too.
Yeah, I think with the fear of failure, you just have to buck up the courage, that first step. It really is that one thing that you think is going to motivate you. For me, it was my health. I could see it. Like I didn't feel like I didn't have the energy. I couldn't breathe. Like the fact that I'm the age that I am and I couldn't breathe, like that was scary to me in terms of my health. Like, where is my health going? And that kind of is what instigated me to take that first step. I think for, you know, even during the program, there are days that you struggle mentally. You're like, I just can't do it. But I think this support is that we have this like flexibility, and you've kind of taught that flexible mindset that I think has been really integral, that, you know, you're not going to be able to do 100% every day, but that's what makes it sustainable. That's what makes this program sustainable, is that it's okay to be human.
Yes, that's key. That's key. And I love that. I love the fact that you're adopting like the same methodology that I'm trying to teach you everybody. And I know I could change the world by helping everybody with this because actually the struggle for most people is just like the beliefs they have with fitness. They're like, if I'm not 100% surety, there's no point doing it. If I'm
For
not
sure.
100% right. And that's a fallacy, as I always say. So like the shift in the mindset is so key.
You know,
And
I've never been the person who ever worked out at the gym, but you know, this was the first step, and I started working out at the gym, and I guess now I'm a person that does work out at the gym. It really doesn't like I think that mental hurdle of like, oh, what are people going to say? What are other people thinking? No one actually cares about. Everyone's focused on themselves.
I
So
love it.
you are also able to be focused on yourself.
I love it. And there's always meaning to every struggle. And a lot of times it's very true. Like when we put ourselves in uncomfortable scenarios, that's where the most growth happens.
For sure.
So super, super proud of you. Shruti, it's been a pleasure having you on this call today. You had a lot of fire points. I love it. And it got me motivated as well. So I super appreciate you. And thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yep. We'll see you soon.